Hi everyone, welcome to Lucid Mains program by Ekam IAS. Today we will deal with decriminalization of adultery, which was there in the news as Supreme Court recently struck down the 158-year-old archaic law on adultery, terming it as illegal, arbitrary and violative of the fundamental right. And this was in a petition seeking the repeal of section 497 of the IPC, which was filed by a non-resident Keralite Joseph Chang. In our mains exam point of view, we can write this in our essay paper for topic related to women empowerment and gender equality. Then in GS paper 1, under Indian society, can include in questions related to women empowerment. Then in GS paper 2, that is our polity paper, will come under protection and betterment of weaker section as women comes under weaker section. And it's a measure which will make a better status for the woman. And we can also use this in our ethics paper in question related to human value and role of family and society. Before moving to history, let us know what is adultery. Adultery means sex between a married person and someone who is not that person's wife or husband. That is, having sex with another person's wife or husband. So this is what is adultery means. Actually, in the past also, there was petition filed against the adultery law. Here we have three cases. First one is in 1954, that is Yusuf Aziz versus State of Bombay. Then the second one is Saumitri Vishnu versus Union of India. And third one is Virevadi versus Union of India. But unfortunately, in all these cases, Supreme Court upheld the constitutionality of the adultery law. In that time, SC was in the view that women must be protected from punishment, hence made adultery as criminal offence by punishing men only. But that was more kind of patriarchal move. But now with the 21st century giving more values for privacy and gender equality, Apex Court has struck down the adultery law. Now let us check what the court verdict is. A 5-member constitutional bench declared section 497 of the IPC as unconstitutional. Along with this, it also declared section 198(1) and section 198(2) of the CRPC as unconstitutional. So what is section 497 of the IPC and section 198(1) and 2 of the CRPC? Section 497 simply means that this makes adultery a punishable offence against another man for having sexual relationship with other man's wife. And section 198(1) and 198(2) of the CRPC allows husband to bring charges against the man with whom his wife committed adultery. And there was some problem with that law, that is this adultery law. Let us see in detail. First one is that it criminalizes sexual contact between two consenting adults, which is very important as it is acting on the very decision taken or choice made by two individuals and thereby intruding into their privacy over sexual preference, hence violating Article 21 of the Fundamental Right. And second one is, it criminalizes sexual intercourse with a married woman but not with an unmarried woman, indicating that after marriage, sexual freedom is limited for a woman or her husband having control over her sexual preference. Which is more clear in the next point, that is, if consent of the husband of the married woman is obtained, then it is not an offence. So these points give more strength to the above point. Here the woman is considered as a chattel or private property of the husband. And the fourth one is that the men alone are punished here, leaving women while both are equal party to the act. This is gender biased against men. But in the next point, it is gender biased against women. That is, it does not give any right to woman to file a case if her husband is involved with another woman. So this is a kind of lopsided law which is biased against women here. So these are the problem with the adultery law. So moving back to the court verdict, we already seen that court struck down section 497 of the IPC and section 198(1) and 198(2) of the CRPC and seen the details. The next point in the verdict is that the court has confined the offence of adultery as a civil wrong that can be used by women as well as men for divorce. So here it brought gender parity, which means that adultery is a civil wrong but not a criminal offence anymore. And divorce is a remedy for that civil wrong. One point here to be noted is that SC decriminalized adultery in the light of gender equality. and not in favor of adultery. So moving to the next point, court also stated that if any aggrieved spouse commits suicide based on evidence could be treated as an abetment to suicide, attracting section 306 of the IPC. So that's all about the Supreme Court verdict on adultery law. So next, let us check global scenario in this regard. In USA, 20 states maintains adultery still as a criminal offense, whereas most of the other countries in the world do not consider adultery as a crime. And in Britain also, from where we got this law, adultery is not a criminal offense. But still there are some countries like Philippines, Pakistan, you can see the rest of the list in the picture, where adultery is a criminal offense. So next, let us check about the arguments in favor of the verdict. First, it is in opposition to Article 14, that is right to equality. Then it goes against Article 15, that is prohibition of discrimination on the basis of caste, religion and gender, as there was gender discrimination. It also violates Article 21, which is right to life, as dignity and privacy comes under this. By this verdict, women will no more be considered as a property of their husband. And here, both men and women will not be punished under criminal offense. Earlier, men alone were punished. Then, this verdict strengthened the point that the state cannot interfere in the personal matter of an individual. And another point is that this is in the line of 5th Law Commission report, as in its 42nd report, it suggested to make section 497 as a gender neutral. In 2003, Justice Malivat Committee also suggested making section 497 as gender neutral. So this verdict fulfilled these two suggestions, and this will empower the woman, as now divorce can be obtained by both couple in the name of adultery, making it gender neutral. And also this will be a positive move towards numerous calls issued by UN, as it appealed to the government for repealing law criminalizing adultery, stating that they are predominantly used to discriminate against women. So that's all about the argument in favor of the verdict. Now, argument against the verdict. It says that section 497 is needed as it preserves the sanctity of the marriage, and argues that striking it will be against the Indian culture and tradition. Then, divorce as a remedy for the civil wrong will affect the future of children. Then, remedy of divorce in case of civil wrong will not help women who are financially depending on their husband, as most of the Indian women are financially dependent on their husband and they will be left with nothing if they get divorced. Hence, most of them may not go for this. So that's all about the argument against the verdict. Next is the way forward. Actually, this is just in the halfway of where we have to go to ensure the gender equality. So, need more steps like this. And government should bring some laws to enforce gender equality in this regard. And as it is a move towards a progressive society where women are treated equal to men, society also should rise from its patriarchal mindset. Then, as it said that adultery is not cause of the failed marriage, but rather it is the result of failed marriage, more care should be taken to strengthen family and the institution of marriage, as it is the basic unit of our society. And that's all about the topic. Thank you.